Hello, it's JackieD here. I am going to make some zucchini brownies. And, well, actually not brownies, these are the Blondies. There's only one different ingredient if I were to turn them into brownies, and that would be the cocoa and a little bit less cinnamon. Other than that, it's all the same ingredients. They're both recipes that I've made up, and I've done a lot of tweaking to make them the way I like them. And so to start with, we're gonna use thawed out zucchini. It is from this past summer, and this is approximately 6 cups thawed and drained. And so once it's drained, it is probably more like 3.5 or 4 cups. So there's the zucchini. The next thing we're gonna put in is the peanut butter. And I have 1.5 cups of organic natural peanut butter here. I have everything pre-measured. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do a really quick mix in my KitchenAid with this. In reality, you probably could just put all the ingredients in. So the next thing we're gonna put in is the sweetener. My recipe calls for 2 cups of sweetener. So sugar, if you just wanted to use plain white sugar, I don't use plain white sugar, so what I have here is palm sugar. So I have 1 cup of palm sugar, and then I am using 1/2 cup of Truvia, which is equivalent to 1 cup sugar, or palm sugar. And palm sugar is also coconut sugar, if you didn't realize that. I'm going to go ahead and mix that up a little bit. And the next thing I'm gonna put in is my cinnamon. I have 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, organic cinnamon. And I have 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And this is pure vanilla extract, no imitation stuff. Put that in next. Go ahead and stir it a little bit. Next thing I'm going to put in, now this is optional, you don't have to put this in, but I do this to up the protein in my brownies and my Blondies. And this is 5 scoops of plant-based protein shake. And I used to use my Yoli shake. Anybody that knows me knows that I absolutely love Yoli. I've been with Yoli also for, let me see, 2013. So going on 8 years here. And still use all the products, or most of the products, everything that works for me. There's a few that I have sensitivities to. But I use the shakes, I use the drinks, and absolutely love all of them. And I believe they keep me healthy. Use the pH balancer, which is the alkali, the pure, which is the probiotic. But the reason I don't put the Yoli shake in my baked items, I use something that's quite a bit cheaper. The stuff I just put in here is horrible to drink, but its ingredients look really good on the label. Yoli shakes are delicious, so I don't want to waste them. So next I am going to add 1 tablespoon of baking soda and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my 3 eggs in. Again, I go with organic. I'm pretty particular about all of that. Okay, so that's looking really good. It's got a nice consistency. Now, if you don't drain your zucchini, this is going to be really soupy at this point. What you would need to do is add, for example, maybe 1 cup of almond flour, and that will help to suck up some of that extra liquid. And so I used to just put everything in, and then I would add almond flour. Now I actually drain that, and then I have a really nice consistency. I don't have to add almond flour. And so the next thing I'm going to use are these semi-sweet chocolate chips, the miniature chips. And you can use 1.5 to 2 cups there, just depending. I had a bag of them. I'm just going to go ahead and use the bag. Sometimes I use the dark cocoa chocolate chips, the big ones. It just depends on what mood I'm in. This is what I had, so this is what I used. Okay, so it's all mixed. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And so the next thing I'm going to do is put it in a greased or oiled cake pan. I use this batch will make like 2 8x10 pans. I use the jelly roll sized pans. I sprayed this with avocado oil. Maybe oversprayed it. There's a lot of oil in there, but I guess they won't stick. So, got the beater all scraped off. And now I'm just going to go ahead and pour this in the pan. Scrape out the pan really well. Base below the dough, or the batter, whatever you want to call it. Going to spread it out into the pan nicely here. So my old recipe, I did not used to use baking powder. I just used baking soda. And so they were definitely more of a denser bar, brownie, blondie, whatever you want to call them. And I decided I wanted them to be a little bit cakier, and so I started adding the baking powder along with the baking soda, and I really, really like the texture of them now. And they're ready to go in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And when the toothpick comes out clean, they're done. And I will come back and show you what I got. And so here we have the finished product. Zucchini blondies with chocolate chips. And I'm going to cut them and give them a try. And here are the blondies. Mission complete. They turned out absolutely delicious. As always, this is pretty much a foolproof recipe now. I've already had one and thinking about having a second one. So let me know if you have any questions.